The Illuminati, the Lizard Men, Bill Gates. What do these have in common? They all play territory wars. But it goes deeper than that. These few groups have sworn an oath of unending loyalty to the death, of maintaining the utmost secrecy in territory wars. However, today, I am about to unveil the biggest secret threat the Gauntlet doesn't want you to know. But before I dive into the depths where I may not return, I just want you to know, if I were to disappear, it's not by my own accord. This is one of the most powerful teams that is being kept so hush. This is one of the many reasons why I really dislike territories. Besides the game mode being vastly outdated, the rewards being pretty poor, it's very infrequent. I feel like the culture on territories is not the greatest either. It's really cultivated an environment where everything's just so quiet. We want to really separate ourselves from the community, and anytime I make gameplay on territory wars, either I just don't get enough gameplay, or I can't show you guys something, or the opposing guild gets mad at me, or my guild gets mad at me. I hope we can all just be kumbaya here, because this team, Caloran Beck, some people want to know about him. And I had the opportunity in this test territory that we had to just record a bunch of gameplay. Now, for those in the Gauntlet, the top territory guilds, let it be known that I didn't get to beat this team really a single time. I did 27 battles. I didn't win a single time except a couple Galactic Legends that I threw at it. Let me remind you guys, while in territories and there are no Galactic Legends and all allies are Galactic Republic Jedi, at the start of the battle, allies get an additional 5% offense for each stack of Padawan lessons on them, doubled while they have foresight. Now, we already know pre-Omicron, this team is hitting so freaking hard. Whenever an ally with protection uses an ability on their turn, they call another random ally to assist. Oh gosh. And then the first time each ally loses all protection, they recover 50% turn meter, gain 150% bonus protection for 3 turns, and gain 10% critical chance, critical damage, and offense, plus an additional 2% for each stack of Padawan lessons. And then while Caloran is active, allies have plus 500% defense. Then while another ally has protection, Caloran can't be defeated. And we have the Mace Windu Omicron, and we have a great health Datacron. This is one of the most difficult teams I faced. Now, granted, it's my first time fighting them. Of course, maybe misplays could have happened, but let's just get into the gameplay. Let me show you what's going on here. As I said, in terms of non-Galactic Legend gameplay, I didn't win at all. At all. I got close a few times, as we're going to talk about. But the problem is, this team hits so dang hard. They are so durable, and you can't just kill off Caloran Beck because of his Omicron. If there's protection allies, he can't be defeated. And it's very difficult to kill off Caloran Beck because he's got like a baked-in savior mechanic. The biggest issue that I had when fighting Caloran Beck was this catch-22. Anakin and Mace Windu. Anakin, if I don't control him, he just nukes the entire team for hundreds and hundreds and thousands of damage, whereas AoE does like millions of damage in total. But if I don't go for Mace Windu, his Omicron's active, which does this nasty thing of Shatterpoint constantly on every single ally's turn. They're ignoring my taunts, and so I feel like I have to go for Mace Windu. So it is a very deadly combo that we have when we got to balance this between Anakin, Mace Windu, Caloran Beck, and stuff. And of course, Ki-Adi-Mundi was hella annoying as well. We've talked in great lengths about this team. Is this going to be great in Grand Arena? We're about to see. It's hard to say if it's going to be better than Qui-Gon Jinn inside a Grand Arena environment, but inside of territories, you're getting that Qui-Gon Jinn treatment, plus way more than you could have possibly asked for. I threw Starkiller. I'm throwing General Anakin Skywalker. I'm losing of pretty much everything. There were a few close call wins, but time is so difficult to manage on this team. It almost feels like I have to throw it on auto right away to try to make things work. I'll spoil it. The battles where I got kind of close were Moff Gideon, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. I got close of Night Sisters, and I think I could have maybe won of Reva and maybe even Admiral Trench. I feel like I had a bad run of my Admiral Trench, but otherwise, I didn't win it all. That says a lot for a team that is basically non-legendary across the board. that Caloran Beck Omicron really takes things to the next level. And I want to just remind you guys, I know we mentioned the Mace Windu in general, but I don't think we're giving enough credit for Mace Windu. One, he taunts really frequently, so it makes it kind of difficult to control the situation in regard to who I want to focus on, because he's always taunting, which is completely, regardless of his Omicron capabilities here. But inside of Territories, at the start of each light side ally's turn, a random enemy is going to get Shatter Point, and they're inflicted with speed down. And then when an ally Shatter Point, when an ally damages the enemy with Shatter Point, they're getting turn meter. So there's a lot going on here, but I think there might be a sliver of hope. We've been talking a lot about Beskar Gideon and how he might be able to fit into the game. And again, there's a lot of hush hush. It's so many. There's so much political stuff going on of territory wars. Can't do this, can't do that. But I threw my Dark Trooper Moff Gideon at him, and luckily with the high defense and the fact that Gideon was able to revive, we were able to kind of Night Sister cheese our way through. And this is one of those battles I feel like I probably should just hit auto a lot earlier, because I almost won, but I ran out of time. And I think I would have maybe had an even easier time if I had Moff Gideon, the OG Moff Gideon, on this lineup with the demoralize, the extra swarm attacks, the assisting and all that, the turn meter resets. The problem is I used them on a Padme thing, because I wanted to see if Padme cheese could maybe work its way through, and it was kind of a conundrum with that Padme battle. So I didn't have Gideon here. So I had to use Dark Trooper, but I feel like this battle will probably be a solid one for Moff Gideon if I had the OG Moff Gideon, and maybe I worked fast, because look here, I was able to get everyone out, and then like, oh, I got 30 seconds. I'm gonna win. And this is when I realized, oh crap, he's got the savior mechanic. So the second I get him down to 1% health, he times me out. He gets the full health, full protection. I send in Bo-Katan Mandalore, the newest epic confrontation character. Absolutely nuked. Within the first moments of the battle. You're going to notice a common theme with that. We're in the opening play. Your team just gets decimated. I laughed so hard. I wish I was recording my audio. I threw in General Grievous in a battle later on. Turn one, boom. He just got nuked. I'm not even kidding. Just like Ki-Adi-Mundi came in, just boom. Got rid of him. I was actually kind of expecting maybe Darth Malgus would work. Now, granted, Malgus is kind of at a disadvantage. He doesn't have his Omicron turned on to help him keep up. It wasn't even a close battle. There was just way too much damage heading towards the direction of Malgus. I was surprised. I lost about a minute and a half. I was like, I don't know what I could have done. Now, I think there might be a chance, sliver chance, just a small chance, Reva can get the job done. The biggest problem I had, again, a catch-22 situation. Grand Inquisitor and Territories, he's able to insta-kill a Jedi if they had 6 stacks first. So turn one, you can insta-kill a Jedi. I sat there debating, do I go for Anakin or do I go for Windu? I feel like I made the right choice. It's hard to say in hindsight. I decided to kill off Anakin because I was worried if I killed off Windu, well, then Anakin would just take a turn and probably blow me to bits. So I think I played it correctly. The problem that I ran in here, again, I'm trying to work through Mace Windu. But the problem is we got so much that's working up against Reva here. Where once that Shatter Point from Mace Windu was coming at us, it was just wrecking my Grand Inquisitor. And once Grand Inquisitor died, it was pretty much game over at that point in time. The other problem that we're having is that we had a lot of healing immunity on the team, which gives them bone protection up. So that's another thing that's kind of working against me, is that when we have all this healing immunity cooking on, and then all this bone protection, which remind you, it's based off max health. And there's so much max health on this team. From Caloran Beck himself, he gives tons of max health on the team. And on top of that, there was a crazy Datacron that had a lot of max health. I just couldn't get through the team fast enough. It just really sucks that we couldn't get it. Now, if maybe this is in Grand Arena, we maybe could have, had Death Mark or something. Hard to say. So we threw in some Dr. Aphra. I was like, all right, I'm just gonna, clear up the foresight, wreck the cooldowns. Oh my gosh, even with their cooldowns wrecked, they just nuked my whole team. We have the lovely Night Sisters. Now, I think I spoiled it already. I think this is an opportunity where maybe this could work in terms of handling the whole team. It was okay. We had a lot of revives. The stuns were helpful. The plagues knocked them out fairly quickly. We were able to ignore the protection, just go straight through the max health. We got close, but there was a problem. This is another battle where in hindsight, it's easy to see. I maybe should have just autoed it because it took a long time, especially when Ki-Adi-Mundi had the stupid retribution from when he switched his forms. He kept counterattacking, healing up, and I couldn't stun him. So it was very complicated. What I should have done is hit it on auto. And furthermore, the issue that I have here that I don't know if this is a non-issue. If you had a full auto and had more time, I got everyone out. Spoiler. But the problem is, Plague doesn't really do anything against Caloran Beck. Damage based off health percentage doesn't really do all that much because you can't really affect his health. So I had to go through protection. So Plague's doing a whole lot of nothing. So I got timed out in this battle. So, you know, maybe if I hit auto, maybe we would have been able to just raw damage our way through. But then again, I have to go through a savior. Remember that. You can't just come off call that. He gets to save himself one last time for this final stand. But as you can see, look, we're just having a hard time. Plague's not doing anything. We're not really doing a lot of damage. We were able to stun control him, so we ran out of time. So I don't know. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. It was close. It was definitely the best out of everything I've done, except from Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. But I don't know if Night Scissors could one-shot it. In Territories, you don't really want a multi-shot. Unlike Grand Ritter, multi-shotting is kind of feasible. Trench. I think, and I'm one of the biggest Trench haters out there. I think, well, number one, I didn't have Jango Fett. I think if I had Jango Fett, this would have been a done deal. I had to give Jango Fett to, I did some Mandalorians, which failed miserably. I think I was dealt a bad deck of cards there. I was doing very well. We're getting the extortion. Nuke Gunner does max health damage, and against Caloran back, that's a lot of damage because the team is all about max health because you want to juice the max health and get as many Padawan lessons. We all know that at this point, or the protection, I'm sorry. But when we go in here, the max health damage is doing work, and I was trying to keep Anakin stunned. Like, he was my biggest threat. I didn't want Anakin to pop, so I'm trying my best. We got the ability blocks. We're stunning him. We eventually get through Mace Windu. And then, unfortunately, oh, man, I got screwed over. Anakin popped the AoE. It was game over. But you can see, it looks like there should be a chance. Like, look, we're doing some really solid work. It's mostly Newt Gunner doing work. The stuns are doing great. A little bit of misplay of targeting Kid. I didn't realize he had foresight on him, so Dooku's stun didn't really help us out all that much. But we got so close. So close. Again, I think the biggest thing is here, make sure Anakin's controlled. Again, I can't promise Trench will work, but, you know, it felt better than Bo-Katan Mandalore and General Anakin Skywalker. We had an opportunity. It just didn't work out. So another one of those where maybe check it off as it possibly could work. Pretty much from here on out, we just threw a bunch of random stuff. I just, you know, went in with Phoenix and some other stuff. I basically threw my whole roster at this team just to see what this team really looks like against all the nuances, all the teams that exist in the game. Phoenix wasn't even really close. I don't have the Omicron on Hera lead. Maybe that could have made a difference. The problem is, man, whenever they do finally get a turn on the Caloran back team, they basically just wreck me, right? Like, not even close. There is one more possibility here. I was saying, all right, there's a lot of bonus protection on this team, right? What if we use Jedi Knight Revan? So this is a good opportunity to see we had some max protection or bonus protection going on here. And I was like, ooh, this is working well. We're able to reduce the max health on the enemy team with Jedi Knight Revan Lee when we're attacking out of turn. And it was going pretty well. And again, the strategy was, let's keep Anakin controlled. And I was doing so good. I was stunning him with, like, you know, Cal Kestis and Jedi Knight Luke. It was going really well. But then, of course, you know, if the second you're just a little off, I couldn't get the stun. It wasn't my fault. Anakin just nukes you out of existence. It's really like, it was that tedious. It's just like, again, you want to get through Windu, so you get rid of the Shatterpoint Omicron and all the other jazz he's doing, but then you got to keep Anakin under control. Maybe when we have more experience, this guy's going to be a staple in Territories, I feel like. Like, this feels more like a Territory or Omicron Conquest character than some of the other stuff out there. Maybe we got to go for Anakin first and just hope Windu doesn't cause a big problem. Now, I did beat Caloran back with pretty much all the Galactic Legends. I used all my Galactic Legends, but I just want to say, don't get too cocky. Don't get too cocky using a Galactic Legend. I just used some leftover stuff. So my Jedi Master Luke wasn't the best team because I didn't have anything else left over. My Master Luke team was the only one that got dunked on. So do be careful. Although in Territory Wars, the Omicron does get disabled if there's a Galactic Legend on the team. Just know, you know, don't be like, oh, it's game over. I mean, I almost lost this perfect cover and he won. I almost lost the Lord Vader. So even though the Omicron should turn off, and it does, when Galactic Legend enemies are present or just in general, it could still get a little close. So this is one of those teams where it makes sense why there's a lot of hush-hush going on around this character. I wish I loved Territories more. I wish the culture was different in Territories more. I wish the game mode itself was vastly different. Maybe 2024 is going to bring some territory changes like people have been speculating for a long time, because I want to love this a lot more. But the fact that it's territory tied, it's hard to love. But I do want to apply this. Like, this is an Omicron I really do want to apply. It's one of the most powerful Omicrons I've seen, and I really think there's a reason why the guilds they want to keep this on the down low. You know, I watched the show recently, the Lady of Alderaan, like, it was like the craze apparently. So it was called Leave the World Behind. And there was a moment in the show, this is like, I was thinking about Territories. I'm not even kidding. This is how my mind works. There was a moment where the guy's talking about he has this military contractor he worked with or something like that. and the military contractor, he knew something was up before the rest of the public does. I think this is what it is. I think this is what it is. It's a conspiracy. They know it's the con, but they don't want us knowing about it. They want it all for themselves. Guys, I'm telling you, the lizard people are real. All right, before I mysteriously disappear, thank you guys so much for stopping by. It was a really cool gameplay. Really cool. It just, man, I wish it was Grand Arena. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you going to be jumping on this Omicron just like that team was jumping all over me today? And again, hopefully, you know, we can all be, I don't know, not be mad at me for showing this stuff. I don't know. Anyways, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. Hopefully I show up for the next video or live stream tomorrow. And as always, remember, it's great to be in the Empire today. The sun never sets.